Hi, I'm the Roach Roche, and we're here again for another episode on my channel. And I've decided that I'm going to start calling these off the wall episodes because of the nice brick wall or the nice rock wall behind me here. So we are going to have another off the wall segment, and the off the wall segment for today is about sports. So I have been uh, in and out of sports for my whole life. I've played sports my whole life. When I was young, um, like bantam ages, so down elementary and middle school type of deal. I did uh, baseball and um, basketball, and also my dad went to the police academy. And when he went to the police academy, he was running every day, and so he really enjoyed it. He really liked the way that it helped with him um, being able to get some exercise, being able to do things, and so he started us running, um, or having us kids run with him. And so through sports, I was able to learn a lot of different lessons. I can't say that I was amazing at all sports. In fact, I didn't like baseball. I didn't like basketball. And Um, so those ones didn't work out so well for me. But when I was in my seventh grade year, we moved to a different school. And before, in the school that I was in, they didn't have wrestling or football, so I couldn't play either of those. But when we moved, we did have the new school had wrestling, so I was able to start doing wrestling. And so I started doing wrestling, cross country, and track. And through those sports, I was able to learn a lot of lessons about teamwork. I was able to open up and break out of my shell a little bit more through those sports because I was a really shy, quiet kid. Um, I never considered myself shy because I was always, yeah, I'm always willing to talk to people. They just don't talk to me. But the fact of the matter is anybody that would have known me then would have considered me shy. I've got this little monkey. There's this little tiny monkey that just showed up on my desk. That's completely off the wall. But um, yeah, so we're gonna put that right there. He's gonna be like my mascot. Anyway, so yeah, were we all of us. I'm one of 8 children for my parents, and my parents had 8 children, and I'm the fourth. I have 3 older sisters. So, and all of us, all 8 of us, were encouraged to participate in sports. One, because my dad participated in sports when he was in school. He played basketball, and so he wanted us to participate in sports too. So we all did. We all participated in sports, whether it was volleyball or basketball or wrestling, whatever it was, baseball, whatever it was, we participated in sports. And yeah, there's really valuable lessons that you can learn from sports. You learn about competition, you learn how to lose as well as how to win, and do both of those with grace. So fast forward, I went through high school, really loved wrestling. I really liked doing wrestling. Cross country and track was a great way to just, so in track I would do the long distance races. I do the mile and 2 mile in track. um, I never really won a whole lot from track. I did half decent in cross country, which is normally about 3 miles that you'd run for the races. I think they usually considered it about a 3 mile race. um, I don't know if they actually did a whole 5K or if they just did the 3 miles for sure. Can't remember. It's been way too long since I did it. But I've also read many 5Ks and 10Ks, and that's just something that we did when we were kids with our dad. So that was another thing that it did for us, is we were able to get some bonding experience with our dad and be able to learn some lessons from him, because he would kind of coach us a little bit on our running, um, mostly our running. It was also really fun. Played basketball with my dad sometimes. Now he would usually beat me. My brother Kyle, he was able to beat my dad sometimes, but especially as he got older. But yeah, I rarely, if ever, beat my dad, and wasn't able to beat my younger brother either, which is one of the reasons that I probably didn't like basketball very much. So, anyways, when I left high school, I wasn't playing that anymore, but I did enjoy just playing whatever sport it was throughout my life. When I went to so I went to college, and in college, I learned how to play Ultimate, and that was really fun too, and I really enjoyed that. And when I went to university, after I had got my associate's degree, I went to university. I was hoping to get me a bachelor's, never did manage that, but I went to university, and I liked Ultimate so much that I actually joined the club team at the university and played for the club team for 2 or 3 years. And I think it was for 3 years, although I didn't actually use any of my eligibility or I think I used 1 year of eligibility because it's just the way, because Ultimate Frisbee is kind of a new sport. And at, at that point, it was really new. And so the first 2 years, I didn't have to actually use eligibility with what I did with the club. It didn't actually count against my eligibility. So I could have actually played for 4 more years still, or at least 3 more years. Um, but that's all beside the point. I really enjoyed Ultimate, and it was fun to play too. And since then, I haven't really done a whole lot in sports. I have tried to keep up my running a little bit, just to get in shape, um, and not only that, but I just like going on runs because it gives you a nice time to relax and think. You wouldn't think that running was very relaxing, but it actually is quite relaxing, and it helps you process a lot of your thoughts. So, anyways, I am always been a big component for sports, and always tried to teach my kids sports as well. And so my kids, I've taught them different sports, and my boys, they've been into soccer lately, and my daughter, she's been playing volleyball lately. And I've noticed that there's a few different things about sports that you just should always learn. And one of the big ones that I've learned that goes for any sports is to get in a proper stance. Um, so in any sport, a proper stance is key to what you do. And wrestlers focus big time on stance, whereas a lot of the other sports don't. So in basketball, to defend, you need to have a good stance. And that means that you need to be up on the balls of your feet, not back on your heels. Because if you're back on your heels, they're going to be able to burn you because you're not going to be able to pick up your feet and move with them. That's the same way with soccer, volleyball, many others. Uh, Pretty much all sports. If you're in a defensive stance, then you need to be up on your balls of feet. You need to be crouched a little bit, um, bent at the knees, so that you're able to move with the other person. Um, and and so yeah, it's just been an interesting experience with me and with sports. I think that sports are really important, especially for young boys, because they need that competitiveness. Um, Girls don't need it as much, but boys, they definitely need that. It definitely helps you to build and strengthen who you are. It helps you define a little bit more who you are. And so I've always encouraged sports with my kids, and I've always, because of the lessons that I learned through sports. And I think that most people learn a lot of good lessons through sports. So, big time advocate for sports. This has been Off the Wall with Roach Throcia, and I will see you in the next one.